Hey guys, we just spent a wonderful 3 weeks in Poland, and in addition to eating our weight in pierogies, we also got a pretty good feel for what the prices are like in Poland. And since we've had a ton of questions on how affordable or expensive Poland is, we thought we'd make a video to show you guys exactly what we learned. It's important to note that we did spend our 3 weeks in 3 different cities. Our first week we were in Wroclaw, then we spent a week in Poznan, and after that we went to Warsaw. So our prices and input will kind of be based on those cities that we were in.
But the bottom line is that Poland is a really cool country, and it's also a really affordable country, especially the restaurants, which I personally loved. We ate out so much, and like Gab said, I think we ate our weight in pierogies. And another great part was that they took credit card almost everywhere, and that's not always a given in Central and Eastern Europe, so that was definitely a big plus. So in this video, we're going to break down the prices in different categories, and the first one we'll start with is accommodations.
Accommodations are very affordable in Poland. We stayed in Airbnb during our 3 weeks there, and they were all super affordable. And they had a kitchen, they had a washer, they had Wi-Fi, and they were all pretty central to the main area. Like, I would say we were never more than like a 10 or 15 minute walk from the main square. So for our first week when we were in Wrocław, we paid $218 US for a full week in an Airbnb. For our second week in Poznan, we paid $224 US for a full week in an Airbnb, and then in Warsaw we paid $210 for a full week in an Airbnb.
And we did a little research and we found that hotels and hostels are about the same price across the board. For a hostel, you're probably looking at around $20 a night, and for a mid-range hotel, you're looking at around $60 a night. And in Poznan, you might get a little bit better of a deal. In Warsaw, you might spend a little bit more, but it seems to be that those are the prices across the board.
Yeah, it seems pretty consistent. Poznan definitely seemed like it was a bit of a cheaper city, Warsaw a bit more expensive, but that's kind of to be expected since it's the capital city.
So as far as restaurants go in Poland, you'll find that it's really affordable to eat out, probably more often than you really want to. When you go to a restaurant, you can get a meal for 2 people for like $10 US total, which is amazing. And on top of that, it's not just Polish food, there's a really good influence of Asian food and Turkish food in Poland as well.
I know, they have everything. So kind of a baseline for some of the prices, at least the averages for the stuff that we saw, was that you could get a plate of pierogies, nice, hearty, delicious Polish pierogies, for like $3 to $5 US, depending on how fancy the place is. If you want to go out for like a beer at night, those range from like $2 to $3 US, so again, super cheap. A cup of coffee really ranges. I don't know if you want to drink like a cappuccino or like a fancy double frappe, latte, mochaccino. I don't know what you drink, but like 75 cents I think was like the cheapest. We got a cappuccino for that price, and then up to like $3 I would say for like a fancy drink, maybe like $4 if you drink a really weird fancy caffeine drink. Looking at you. And like we've paid $5 for like a massive plate of Turkish kebab food, so you can just really eat for super cheap in Poland. It's amazing.
As far as groceries go, it's very inexpensive to shop in Poland. So let's just take you inside a grocery store in Warsaw and show you how it really is. So guys, we're heading to a Polish grocery store called Biedronka right now, and Biedronka is Polish for ladybug. I have no idea what ladybugs have to do with groceries, but I know that this chain of stores is really popular all throughout Poland, and they have pretty affordable groceries.
All right, so right here we got a fresh bag of nice looking spinach and lettuce and kind of a veggie mix. It is $3.99 zloty, which is about $1 US. The grocery stores have like fresh bread and rolls and stuff for a fraction of $1. Pierogies, a Polish staple. They're really cheap here, $2.99. Oreos, the most important grocery of all, $3.99.
So we got all this stuff that's gonna be lunch, dinner, breakfast, and snacks for about $10 US. So grocery shopping in Poland is actually quite affordable.
For regional differences, I think we touched on this before, but it's kind of intuitive how the different prices work for the different regions. Poznan was the cheapest city that we were in. It wasn't a super big difference, but it was definitely marginally cheaper, especially eating out. The restaurants were so cheap. And then in Warsaw, it's more expensive kind of all around, I would say, but not by much, and it's to be expected because it is the capital city. It's the biggest city. It's a big like artsy city, and there's like a lot of tourism there, so I think that the prices were actually still fairly good, even though they were a bit more than the other cities.
So as far as traveling around in Poland, there's a great bus service that runs from city to city, and it's called Flixbus. On average, we were spending about 10 to 15 US for the two of us to travel between the big cities.
Yeah, it was a great deal, and the buses were clean, they had nice bathrooms with soap and water, so that was a total win for transportation inside of Poland. As far as transportation within the cities goes, there's Uber in all the major cities, which was super nice, very inexpensive. If you just need to take a ride like a couple kilometers away, it was like $2 to $4 US, which was super cheap. And then we also used like Bird, didn't we?
Yeah, the Birds are everywhere, and there's like different companies. There's Lime, there's other companies that I don't know the name of. They're everywhere, they're easy to use, they're cheap, and they're actually pretty fun to ride too.
And they're better for the environment, so there's that too. And then lastly, if you are heading into Poland from a neighboring country, so you're coming via ground transportation, we came in from the Czech Republic, and it was fairly cheap. We used Flixbus for that as well. If you're going north and heading to Lithuania, which is actually where we are now, it is a little bit trickier. I think we booked with a private bus company called Lux Express, and that bus was super nice, a bit more expensive than Flix, but well worth it because we had like little TV screens and we got to like watch good movies and stuff, so that was awesome as well. Overall, Poland is super cheap, especially when you compare it to the rest of Europe, and we would totally give it an A for affordability. It's an amazing country, the food is delicious, the people are friendly, and almost everybody speaks English. They've got menus in English, and so it's a really great place to travel, and we highly recommend you get your butt over there right now.
It really is a great place to go, and drop us a comment below and let us know where you've been in Poland and how affordable it was, or if it wasn't. And thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace!
Good, I've had to itch my nose.
I have to sneeze too.
Oh boy.
Okay, sorry.
Wait, was I going or are you going?
I thought you were going first.
Okay.